She can blow hot and cold. She can be violent at 1 minute, and within seconds, she can turn out to be a normal person.
The police identified controlling behaviour, but they also identified manipulative behaviour. And it transpired that Shay had told a number of people, including Frankie, that she was suffering from cancer and that she was undergoing treatment. And it just didn't exist. It was completely fictitious.
And that is the most vile thing that anybody can think about. And she's manipulating all this and trying to get sympathy, money, and all these kind of things on the pretext of cancer. It is a heinous act.
But according to her acquaintances, Shay's deceit didn't stop there.
One of the chilling and telling features about Miss Grove's personality was her ability to use these sexual footages that she had taken of her having sex with Frankie Fitzgerald, her ex-partner, to manipulate them and to blackmail them to do things. She actually manipulated Frankie Fitzgerald by saying she's going to publish this to the newspapers. There's one occasion where there is the CCTV footage that the police found, and she actually said, if I show this to the police, they will think that you are abusing me.
Shay made threats to post them on social media due to her jealousy and problems in the relationship with Frankie, and wanted to ruin his life.
Shay even sent the sex video to her friends.
It was showing a very violent sexual act taking place without the consent of the other party. So in effect, Shay was being raped by Frankie, and that just wasn't the case. The police were able to get the original footage of this video, and when they analysed it, it was clear that the footage had been edited by Shay.
It was consensual sexual acts, and what she had done is that she had manipulated a number of footages by cutting and pasting them out of time and sending them off to their friends, saying this is how he's been aggressive towards me.
Soon, detectives uncover a chat between Shay and a friend, accidentally picked up on her CCTV. In it, Shay discusses ways to cause Frankie serious damage.
Having received this information that Shay is getting to a point where she wants to either cause Frankie harm directly or get somebody else to cause harm towards Frankie, that really does start to rub against a defence of self-defence that she is starting to show. It's starting to now show a pattern of perhaps this is pre-planned. Jay Groves is charged with Frankie Fitzgerald's murder, and a trial date is set for Winchester Crown Court. She attends court. The charges are put towards her, and the defence claim that their client, Shay, is going to be pleading self-defence and also diminished responsibility. And so the prosecution now have to disprove that this was not a case of self-defence or a momentarily loss of control, that this was actually cold-blooded, pre-planned murder.
Six months after the killing of Frankie Fitzgerald in Lee Park, Havant, his girlfriend Shay Groves finally faces justice at Winchester Crown Court. The atmosphere is fever pitch.
There's a lot of public interest in the case, a lot of media there. This is obviously a big story, a national story. A woman who was interested in serial killers, gangsters, true crime. So this was an unusual case and had a lot of interest as a result.
Shay's plea remains not guilty.
And the defence was self-defence as a starting point, and if she was successful, it would have led to a full acquittal, so she would have walked out not guilty verdict. The two defences that reduces murder to manslaughter are loss of control and diminished responsibility. So she would still be sentenced, but the sentence would not be as high as a sentenced for murder, which is a minimum term of life.
With the stakes so high, Frankie's sister Carla is also at the trial.
It was horrible, and obviously just straight after Christmas, obviously the first Christmas without Frank, so yeah, it was really difficult. I had like an anxiety attack. I had to go outside. It was a bit much for me. I couldn't really deal with it. I was really nervous. Obviously, I've never been to a court even, or even a murder trial.
The prosecution needs to prove that Shay killed Frankie in cold-blooded murder.
In the bedroom, and usually a few weeks before the killing itself, the cameras have been taken down. So we had to rely on telephone evidence, WhatsApp messages, conversations, a camera that was in the kitchen, the housemaid's bedroom, noises in the background. And this, the police officers and we as a prosecution team sat down together and worked together to produce a timeline from the time Frankie Fitzgerald came into the house.
Using this patchwork of evidence, the court relives the last 24 hours of Frankie's life.
So on Saturday, the 16th of July, 2022, we know that Frankie goes to Botley Drive to visit Shay. They're taking cocaine, they've taken alcohol. Again, it's just building up to be this real pressure cooker environment.
I see the CCTV, and her and Frankie were in the kitchen playing music and talking, and obviously the songs that he played were the songs he played with me, so that really hurt, that they were the last songs he would ever hear. So yeah, that was really heartbreaking.
At about 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday the 17th of July, Frankie and Shay are both still having arguments about ex-partners.
And obviously we heard her call him up to his own death.
She calls Frankie to come to bed. He goes upstairs and falls asleep. While Shay's going through Frankie's phone, she uncovers a message where a female purporting to be 13 years of age has been contacting Frankie through social media. Now, Shay clearly loses it as a result of seeing that message and gets extremely jealous. But what she didn't know was that Frankie had actually blocked that individual because of the age. And what she also didn't realise was this girl was in fact 17. But that was the final straw that broke the camel's back.
And within a few